The following is a production of Learfield Sports.
The Badger Hockey Digest is brought to you by Charter Communications.
Hi, welcome to the Badger Hockey Digest. I'm the radio voice of Wisconsin hockey, Brian Posick. Happy to start my 14th season working with the head coach, Mike Eaves, as we get set for the 2015-16 season. And Mike, a lot of new faces, not only on the ice, but upstairs in your offices, on the bench with you too. Two new coaches and a lot of new energy too, isn't there?
There really is. With again, starting with our staff, we actually had to hire 5 people this summer. It begins with our associate head coach, Luke Strand, our assistant coach, J.B. Bittner. We have a new director of hockey ops in John Hamry. And then we had to hire a new video person in Emily Engel. So we've got a lot of new dynamics, a lot of energy, and so far it's been really good. It's fun to come to work because people are excited to be here, and it's going well. Yeah,
Luke Strand is a familiar name in the state of Wisconsin, played at UW-Eau Claire. Last year he was the head coach and GM of the Madison Capitals of the USHL, and Luke very happy to be a Badger.
You know, it's an honor. I think growing up a Badger fan, and I guess the W is just, it represented all of us in the state. It's a great privilege to be here, and we really look forward to getting after this.
What do you bring this program, Luke, that this program can benefit from?
Well, I think I've got a major passion and energy for it, for sure, but then the experiences, like up and down the ladder, the levels of hockey, and at the end of the day, I think it's trust, so our players can trust the idea that I've been at levels that they can gain from.
Luke brings a wealth of knowledge, experience, and talent. He seems to be a very good communicator.
He is, and one of the things that was paramount in the decision to hire Luke was the fact that we both worked under Kevin Constantine, and Kevin was with the Pittsburgh Penguins and hired myself along with Troy Ward, so we had a chance to work under Kevin, and then Luke had a chance to work under Kevin with the Minnesota organization, the Minnesota Wild organization down in Houston, and then he went from there and continued under Troy Ward at Abbotsford in the American Hockey League. So he's seen a lot of different hockey. He's been coached under the same guy that I learned a lot. I always talk about working for Kevin was like getting your PhD in coaching. So a lot of the verbiage is the same, a lot of the thought process and the detail, the attention to detail. So it was like getting together with an old lost friend talking about the professor that we both had. So it's gone well. Our personalities are very similar in terms of we're both excited about coming to the rink. We're very verbal people. We have a high energy level. And on the ice, it's fun because I can bring that one day and Luke can be the quiet guy and then vice versa. So they're not always hearing the same voice. And it's been really fun so far.
Yeah, and I know the players really enjoy working with both Luke Strand and J.B. Bittner on the ice. Badgers getting ready for the season opening series against Northern Michigan. More on that coming up.
Game night. That magical weekly gathering where lands are conquered. And you get trapped in the dungeon that is your bedroom. But you've got blazing fast Spectrum internet. So Kevin and his friends have enough bandwidth to play together, and you have enough left over to find a new apartment. Get 60 megabits of dragon-slaying speed with Spectrum Internet. Where will it take you?
This is Andrew Zielsdorf. He plays hockey. This is leukemia. It's bad business. This is Andrew's oncology team. They love Andrew. They don't like leukemia. And thanks to them, Andrew is now cancer-free. Booyah. They are the world-renowned physicians, scientists, and nurses at the American Family Children's Hospital, pioneers in pediatric cancer care. UW Health. Remarkable.
How quickly did you forget last year, or do you forget last year?
I think we definitely hold it with us for a little bit, just as a little bit of motivation and redemption for this year. It's definitely not something that's easy to throw out the window and just kind of move on from. So I think the older guys on the team that were part of it last year use it as a little bit of redemption, and the younger guys coming in kind of see it as an opportunity to step in and turn this ship around, as Coach would say.
Yeah. If I don't bring it up, if fans don't bring it up, you're not talking about it, are you?
No, I think it's definitely not something we really bring up as a team. It's just there. It's kind of there in the locker room. It's there in guys' mind that we got to turn this ship around, and this isn't what Wisconsin hockey is. And I think we have the guys to do it. We have the young energy coming in. I think that holds the older guys accountable and kind of pushes them to be better every day and lead this team to where we need to be.
Needless to say, it was a difficult season a year ago, and senior co-captain Eddie Whitko, I think, said it quite well. Two words come to mind when you think about last season, Mike, at least for the returning players and maybe for you too: redemption and motivation.
There's no question. I think for the guys returning, it was a year that I don't think anybody saw coming in terms of our final record with what we had coming back. But you know, like in life, these things happen, and when they happen, it's about how you handle them. And I thought that the group that we had, we've talked about this many times, handled it very well. We didn't have mutiny on the bounty. Nobody quit. We continued to control what we could every day, which is a life lesson, and we got through it. With that being said, though, at the end of the day, when you look at the wins and the losses, it's not what we're used to. And for those guys returning, it's about those two words you mentioned, and for the guys coming in, they want to be part of the fix.
Yep. Eddie Whitko and Kevin Schulz, the co-captains. Grant Bessie, an assistant captain, your top returning scorer with 11 goals and 22 points. And you bring in a lot of young talent. You have 17 forwards on your roster. You have 10 freshmen as well, and a couple of young men that found ways to put the puck away at the level they played at last year join the troops, and that's Luke Cunnin with the National Team Development Program and Seamus Malone, who was in the USHL. Don't mean to just single them out, but we only have limited time in our forum here today. Nevertheless, those are two very gifted young men.
They are. They have the history of being able to put up points and goals, and so the one thing about Luke is the fact that he played college games last year, so he's seen that level. The one thing about Seamus is that he's been in the USHL since he was the 10th grade. So he's always played against older, stronger guys, and he's a competitor, and he's got some puck skills. So those guys will blend in there with the guys we have returning that should step up this year after their experience last year, and hopefully we find that key to scoring some more goals.
Yeah, one thing after the scrimmage on Saturday, you mentioned to me right away, we can play with pace. You've got more speed, don't you?
Well, we think so as a coaching staff, and we go up and down the ice, and that's fun to see, because when you play with pace, you're hard to play against. You push people in directions they don't want to go. And the other thing that I think we have a deeper skill set than we had last year. So those are two things that will bode well. Right now, because of our youth, we see glimpses of brilliance, and then we kind of shake our head. But that's what happens when you have a young team. So as the year goes on, you're going to see those moments of brilliance become more frequent.
Sure. And as we record this, we do not know who the starting goaltender will be for the series opener against Northern Michigan. Badgers have three to choose from: Adam Miller, redshirt freshman Gabe Grunwald, and true freshman Matt Jarusik. And what we'll do is let them play this weekend, and we can chat a little bit about them. But you have three that are pretty good you can choose from.
It's been unbelievably competitive in practice, and that's a good thing. They're pushing each other, and we grade them and rate them every day, and by Thursday we'll be able to make our announcement, but we'll talk about them next week for sure.
Badgers coach Mike Eaves, good luck this weekend.
Thank you, Brian.
Sure, that's Mike Eaves. I'm Brian Posick. Wisconsin and Northern Michigan at the Kohl Center Friday and Saturday night. Both games start at 7 o'clock. There's no television, but you can listen along on the Badger Sports Network or badgersportsnetwork.com. For Coach Eaves, I'm Brian Posick. Again, thanks for watching the Badger Hockey Digest.